Okay, today we're going to go over CC1 732 review and preview. As always, if you have questions at the end, please feel free to come and talk to me. Okay, problem number 96. Complete 2 trials by reading the algebraic expressions. Write in the steps. Okay, my algebraic expression, my first one is x. That represents, pick a number. Because it can be any number, right? X doesn't have to be 1 or 5 or 7. It can be any number. Then, what did I do here? I have 6 x's, which means that I multiplied by 6. From 6x to 6x plus 24, I added 24. So add 24. Then I went from 6x plus 24 and I went down to 6x plus 18. I went from 24 ones to 18 ones. I subtracted, but I didn't subtract any x's. My x's are the same. My ones are what is different. So 24 minus 18 is going to get me what I subtracted. So I have to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. I subtracted 6. Then I went from 6x plus 18. So 6 x's, 18 ones, to 1x and 3 ones. I think about this picture, x plus 3. How do I go from x plus 3 to 6 x's and 18 ones? I multiply by 6 to go from step 5 to step 4. So if I multiply that going backwards to go forwards, I have to divide by 6. Then I go from x plus 3 to just 3, which means that I subtracted my original number. Okay, then you fill in the trials, okay? When I fill in my trials, my last number should always end in 3, okay? My algebraic expression is what tells me that. Okay, moving on to problem number 97. Translate each of these situations into a variable expression. I'm not just saying, okay, I pick a number and pick 7. That's not what I'm doing. It has to be a variable expression, okay, which means that my pick a number is still x. So if I pick a number and it's x and I multiply it by 7, I'm saying it's 7 times x. For part B, pick a number, that's my x, and divide it by 8. Part C, pick a number. Reduce by 10. Reduce means to subtract. Part D has one more step, so pick a number, add 2, then multiply by 5. We talked about this during class. If I say then multiply by 5, the x and the 2 are both multiplied by 5, not just the x. And that's it for that problem. Moving on to the back. Complete the portion web to represent 33 hundredths as a percent fraction and with words. Okay, so going from a decimal to a percent, I multiply by 100. So I get 33%. Percents are fractions out of 100. So it's 33 out of 100. In words, I could write, remember when I'm working with words, I'm looking at the decimal. So I could write 33 hundredths. I could write 3 tenths and 3 hundredths. Okay, there's a lot of different options for that. Problem 99, simplify each of the following expressions it's asking us to solve. So, or find an answer. 3/7 divided by 2/5. Remember, I keep, change, flip. Then I can just multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15. 7 times 2 is 14. My answer is 15/14. I do like to put them back into mixed fractions. So 14 goes into 15 one time, and I have 1 out of 14 left over. Part B, I'm multiplying, but I do have a mixed fraction here, so I need to change it. 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5 times 9/10. 5 times 9 is 45. 3 times 10 is 30. 5 goes into both of these numbers because 5 goes into numbers that end in 5 or 0. So if I use a giant 1, 45 divided by 5 is 9. 30 divided by 5 is 6. There's still another number that goes into both. 3 goes into 9. 3 also goes into 6. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. I cannot simplify anymore, but I can change it into an improper fraction. I have 1, 2 goes into a 3, and I have 1 out of 2 left over. Okay, part C. I'm going to do the order of operations. So there are parentheses, so I'm looking in my parentheses first. Do I have more parentheses? No. So then I say, okay, exponents. There aren't any exponents. Is there any multiplication or division? Yes, this 4 times 3, that's 12. Then I write everything exactly as it appears. Don't do any other steps. I'm still looking in my parentheses. 6 plus 12 is 18. That's my parentheses. I write everything else. 45 minus 2 times 18. This is multiplication. I have to do 2 times 18 first. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So it's 45 minus 36. 45 minus 36 is 9. Okay, problem 100. I am going to rewrite them bigger over here because I don't have a ton of room right here, and I like to write big anyway. So I have 30 35ths, and that equals 6 over something. I use division to get smaller. I can only use multiplication or division to get smaller or larger with fractions or ratios. 30 divided by what is 6? It's 5. Anything in my giant 1 has to equal 1. 35 divided by 5 is 7. So my answer is 6/7. I'm going to do the same thing here, using division for all of these. 40 divided by what is 5? How many times does 5 go into 40? It goes in 8 times. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 15 20ths. How many times does 4 go into 20? 4 goes into 25 times, so I'm dividing by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. As always, if you have any questions, please come and talk to me.